Hello traders, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am in Dubai and the weather is bloody marvelous this time of year. So if you want to come out on holiday, come say hello. Yeah. That's what's going on with me. Guys, for the next 40 minutes, you have me, right? So just ask as many questions as you like about trading. Make sure you do that. Come say hello, ask questions, get involved, guys, because you are what makes the live stream, yeah, your questions. Also, guys, I'm going to show you a couple of trades that I'm currently in. All right, so we're going to take a look at those trades as well. Yeah, we had Euro Swiss franc buy trade. And it's an interesting setup, which I'm going to explain. And we had pound Aussie dollar sell trade. All right. And I'm in both of these trades as we speak. So we'll take a look at them, answer all of your questions. And also, yeah, there's more. I know. Hold on to your hats. We don't have news during the live stream, but we do have this news coming out later, right? So this is big news for the dollar. And this may really sort of determine the direction of the dollar. So, real important news coming out later, guys. So if you are in any US dollar pairs, I'm not, but if you are, tread carefully. This could be some big news, especially after, the recent Fed interest rate decision and Trump coming into power. I think this could be a really big figure for the economy as a whole in America. So really important figures there later on, guys. Let's see who is in the house. I always get a little bit ghetto at this time of day. It's 4 p.m. Dubai time, just in case you want to know. So yeah, who we got? Colin, where is my yo? Yo, Colin, how are you? Ravi, how are you, mate? Ravi, always enjoy what you share in the Discord channel. Really appreciate it. Colin, let's go over the trades in the Discord. Okay, well, we're going to go over two of them for sure because I'm in both of them. Okay, and Was, how are you, mate? Michael, how are you? Hello, everyone. Now, I am in this trade. I am in Euro Swiss franc buy, right? And we was having this discussion, okay? So this is how I roll, right? Now, daily gives me my direction. And daily is telling me to buy this. I know you're thinking this is scruffy as hell, and I would agree with you, but this is in an uptrend, right? If you just follow highs and lows, right, we are ranging a little bit, but we're in an uptrend stroke range. We're getting higher lows. These lows in here are holding, and we're getting higher highs, but we're not breaking these highs. Hence why I'm saying this is in a bit of a range, right? And the idea is to come back up to the top of the range. Now, the daily gives me my direction, and I also like the wicks we're getting. So look at these wicks here, look at this wick here. Every time it comes down here, we're getting a lot of buying pressure. Okay, and just look at today's daily candle so far, right? This candle hasn't finished forming. That's very, very important to point out. Yeah, that's more important than, looking after your kidneys. Right, so it's very important this hasn't finished forming, but if this is nice and bullish like this, then this really supports my trade idea that I'm currently in, right? So daily gives me my direction, okay? And then we drop down to the H4, and when I entered this trade, price was basically here, right? So this was actually a H4 downtrend. Okay, we're clearly in a downtrend, right? But for the first time, we've broken out of this trend line, right? You can see price obeying this trend line, okay? But for the first time, we look like we're breaking through it. So although H4 was in a downtrend, it was breaking out of this level. Okay, so I was aware what was going on the H4. Of course I was. You should be aware of what's going on every bloody time frame. Yeah. So that break of that trend line combined with H1 structure, right? And if we look at H1 structure at my time of entry, we'll go back to real time in a minute. For the first time, H1 had started to build up, like it's building up ahead of steam, right? We're getting higher lows, higher highs, right? We're clearly in an uptrend, and it's breaking out of this trend line. Whereas if you look at the H1, right, that never happened before, right? It's never broken the highs, not until now. So we've got H1 in an uptrend. We've got a break out of this trend line and the daily direction I like for buys. So all of those things combined, I said it was okay to trade against H4 trend, right? And if we go back to real time, you know, so far so good, right? Price has shot up. I actually got in at around this level here. Okay, and you know, I've put my stop below here, but I'm going to start moving my stop up if certain things happen. And my target is here, right? This last piece of resistance up here. I'm conscious of what's going to happen at this level, right? I'm not, you know, I'm not blind to the fact that that's potential resistance as well. But let's just see how it reacts there. And my target is back up to this psychological number, this 0.94 thousand. I'm going to take profit just before that. So H1, right? H1 structure never broke down. Okay, still looking good. And if we look on the H4, it's, you know, really confirmed that we've broken out of this trend line, right? That's been confirmed. But again, right, I'm very conscious of this level through here. It's the last H4 high, and this could have a very bearish reaction and come down. It could, right? But I'm going to see how price action plays out. We've also got the moving average 20 here as well. But, you know, if we get a nice bullish candle that also breaks, you know, something like this, that breaks this high, you know, there's a very, very strong possibility that it will carry on and hit target, if not come all the way back up to here. All right. So it's at a very, you know, I'm in profit already, right? But it's at a, you know, an interesting area. So let's come back to that later and we'll look at this exact trade. All right. And this is everything you should look at, guys, as a trader, right? You need to be aware of all of these little things. You know, some people would, you know, sometimes say, oh, a bit analysis paralysis. Yeah, okay. But don't ignore levels. Don't ignore structure. Don't ignore candles. Why would you? Right? If you make a business decision, you're not like, yeah, Tom, I've read one piece of information and I'm going to make a decision, right? Chances are it'd be a bad business decision, right? But excuse me, if you've done your homework, researched it thoroughly, got loads of bits of data, then chances are it'll be a good business decision. So I don't see it as analysis paralysis. I see it as collecting data to make good decisions. And everything I've just spoke about there is exactly that. You're collating good data to make good decisions. Right, so let's see. We'll come back to this trade later on. So that's the first trade that I'm in. The second trade that I'm in is pound Aussie dollar. All right, and this is looking okay thus far. Why do we like it? Again, day trend. What is that telling me? That is telling me lower highs, lower lows. And the idea, we're not being super crazy or anything. The idea, we've got a nice big bearish candle. The idea is just to take it back down to these lows. The 50 level is actually my target where the alarm is, right? This 9450. You know, those of you that know me by now, I love the psychological levels, OOs, OOs and 50s. So again, another trade, like it's as per my strategy, and I'm going to try and take price down to here. If not, leave some to run, even potentially down to this 9,400 level. So daily is telling me to sell. And then if we drop down to the H4, H4 is telling me to sell, right? This is, so Euro Swiss franc was a H1 entry, right? Now, this trade is a H4 and a H1 entry, really, but it's a H4 entry, okay? So let me explain what I mean. So as you can see, this is where we're at. Downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, right? Clearly a downtrend, okay? You do not need to be Warren Buffett to understand that's in a downtrend. And if if you can't see that's in a downtrend, study some of my tutorials, right? It's clearly in a downtrend, right? And, I like this wick, and like I say, the idea is to come back down to here, right? Now, if we drop down to the H1, coincidentally, right, this is also, there's a, you can clearly see, guys, put these levels in, right? You can clearly see there's a very important level there. But for the H1, not so much for the H4, right? So inadvertently, we're also with H1 structure, we're in a downtrend stroke range. And the idea is to, come down here, but, if not more, right? So H1 and H4 makes sense to me at the moment. Now, let's imagine H1 breaks this level, right? It still wouldn't bother me because on the H4, it's not a structure break, right? And this is a H4 entry, right? Price can come all the way up to here if it wanted to before it comes back down. So be very aware of the time frame you're trading and what you're entering on, but also be aware of the other time frames, even if it isn't your entry time frame, right? Be fully aware of everything that is going on when you take a trade. Yeah, don't put your blinkers on and say, right, that's it. This is, like, understand what's going on multiple time frames. And again, right, whether this, if this does this, right, comes up to here and then shoots down, carries on down to here, right? Obviously that's what I want in a trade. Yeah. But even if the trade comes up and hits my stop loss, because my stop loss is above here, because this is a H4 trade and this is the last H4 high, then again, you should have pretty much the same feelings as if it went well. Easier said than done. But if you have a winning trade or a losing trade, the emotion should be the same because you've just traded your setup, right? And the only thing you can give yourself a pat on the back about, and you really should give yourself a pat on the back, is if you follow your strategy day in, day out, every day. If you do that, pat yourself on the back and say, well done, Tom, or Barry, or Daz, whatever your name is, right? Because you are trading well, regardless if the trade works out or not. So just keep trading your setups, understand and read the charts in terms of price action, and you will find consistency in that. And just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. All right, guys. So, yeah, those are my two trade ideas for today. And if you want to see my trade ideas, guys, so so we have a free Discord channel, right? And within the free, which is basically a great trading community, right? So first and foremost, join our trading community. Right, you've got like-minded traders sharing knowledge, ideas. You can have a chit chat. You can talk about the football last night if you want. So come join our free Discord. And then within that, guys, we also have the VIP Trading Academy. And as you can see, right, this is where I put my trade ideas, right? There's the first trade idea that I've just explained to you, okay? And there is the second trade idea that I have just explained to you. So if you want my trade ideas, come join the VIP as well. And right now, guys, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers, we will give you free access to this VIP, where I give you all of my trade signals, all of my tutorials, all of, you know, the know-how over the years. So yeah, get involved, guys. You get free entry, you know, via one of our preferred brokers. So check it out. Right, time for some of your questions. So what do you beautiful people have for me today? I say beautiful, who knows? You could be hideous to look at. I don't know. I'm sure you're not. Right, we got Jean-Marc. Hi from Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong many years ago. I enjoyed Hong Kong. I've got a few mates who live out there, actually. Yeah, I like Hong Kong. Cool place. I can't remember all the names of the places we went. Probably because of alcohol, to be honest. Jean-Marc, I would love to check silver. No problem. We will check silver, Jean-Marc. Mike F., how are you? Poo Poppy, where the hell have you been? Man with no name. Hi, Tom. Do you think Bitcoin can retrace back? Okay, all right. So to the 74. Okay, so we'll have a look at Bitcoin. But first of all, we'll look at silver, guys. All right, for Jean-Marc. Yeah, let's do that. Right, and before we look at silver, guys, could I just please ask everyone to, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. While you do that, I will have a drink of water. Some people think it's vodka, some people think it's gin, but it's water. Right, silver. There was something else I had to mention, guys. Oh yeah, I have been eating the most wonderfulest chocolate, wonderfulest, I'm sure that's a word, chocolate ever. So I was reading up the other day, dark chocolate is good for you. And I have a bit of a sweet tooth. So I've gone, you know, dark chocolate bananas. So, you know, I was sort of kidding myself, really. I'm like, right, you know, dark chocolate's good for you, you know. So I've been eating it by the slab. It's like red wine. They say a glass of red wine's good for you. So 3 bottles later, I'm like, God, I must be healthy. It's the same with dark chocolate. But this chocolate is infused with blueberry and crumble, like apple, you know, like crumble you get on desserts, crumble bits as well. It's the best bloody chocolate I've ever had in my life. Anyway, I digress. Let's have a look at silver. So we're going to do a top-down approach, right? And actually, again, guys, actually, I'm going to do this one. I was going to say we could do it as one big happy family, but I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to go solo here. Now, silver, if you were to look at the weekly chart, yeah, I'm going to say that was a level 2, right? We're in an uptrend, right? Higher lows, these lows have held, higher highs, right? We're clearly in an uptrend, okay? And look at this beautiful level. It's just beautiful. You know, you couldn't wish for a beautifuler, again, I'm sure that's a word, level, right? You've got this resistance, support, support, support. You've got price bouncing off of there, right? You've also got the moving average 20, which in this case is dynamic support, right? So we've got 2 bits of, you know, beautiful support here in an uptrend. So if I was just looking at the weekly chart and this weekly candle finished like this, and I was a swing trader, I would start buying here, stop loss below here, and my target would be back to these last highs. This would be my TP. And that's it. There you go. Buy silver. There's the trade. See you next week. Adios. No, I'm only joking. Right? So that's what I would do. I would happily buy silver from that level. But like I said before, we try to get as much data and as much information as we can, right? We're not just going to look at the weekly and make a decision. Maybe some of you do, but I would suggest let's take a look at the daily, right? And if we look at the daily, it's a downtrend, right? Yeah, price come up here. Yeah, couldn't force past these highs again. Started to make lower highs, and then it just sort of broke down. Yeah, we're going to say that's a level as well, right? We're getting lower highs, lower lows. Yeah, again, you don't need to be Warren Buffett. That is in a downtrend. So you've got this conflicting information, right? You've got a weekly chart that is beautiful to buy, and you've got a daily downtrend which doesn't look nice to buy, right? In fact, this is a bit of an area of resistance to take back lower, right? So it's a tricky one. So for that reason, I wouldn't be like, my inclination because of that weekly chart is to buy silver, but the daily is just not telling me to do so. So what would I want to see? Well, what I'd want to see, guys, is something like this, right? So perhaps price comes down, perhaps price uses these two levels for a little bit, right? And then eventually it breaks to the upside. So, you know, if we got some price action like this, we got a break of structure, I would be all over buying silver, right? But I won't enter the trade until then, right? I need to see structure and trend with my trade idea, and this would be to buy silver, right? Because I have no interest in selling into that beautiful weekly level here, right? I just do not want to do that. Yeah, I just no interest whatsoever. So I want to buy it, but I have to wait and, you know, wait for this daily something. You know, it could be like this, just get a daily break, right? Now, that's what I would do. I would wait for a daily break. And again, if we think about different time frames, right, and how we can trade them, I'm not one for missing out a single time frame. I will look at weekly, daily, H4, H1, right? Yeah, okay. Now, you could be uber aggressive, right? You look at the weekly chart and you're like, Tom, I absolutely love this level and I want to buy it, right? And I couldn't disagree with you. I'd say, yes, I love this level too. Let's embrace, let's hug it out because it's such a beautiful level. Maybe shed a tear, right? It's that beautiful. But we won't do that. We won't do that, right? We're going to look at the H4. And what I would say to myself, at the very least, I would wait for a H4 structure break. And this is an interesting one because for me, I'm going to say this is H4 structure. And we've broken this level, right? So you could be very aggressive and start buying on the break of this H4 level. Now, if you go to the H1, you're going to see a very clear, beautiful level here. Let's go to the H1, right? Look how clear and beautiful and wonderful that is, right? Yeah, resistance, 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 support, support. That is a beautiful level. Let's go back to the H4, right? And price is kind of bouncing off that level. So you could trade the H4 break. You like the weekly chart and you trade the H4 break. It's more aggressive, but you could, right? And you could start buying when on this candle, right? Once this breaks, you start buying here, put your stop below here with a view to taking price higher. All right, but for me, I want to wait for that daily chart to give me, to tell me buyers are in control and, you know, even become a daily uptrend. So it's an interesting one. So there you go, Jean-Marc. I hope that helps you with silver. Ha-ha. I have to do my pirate impression when we talk about silver. Right. Man with no name. You sound like a James Bond baddie. You know, when you're there with your cat, stroking your cat, and you're like, I'm the man with no name. Anyway, just entertaining myself today, guys. Let me have a drink of water. It's clearly not water. Listen to me. Guys, what I must also mention as well, today's live stream is brought to you by Blueberry Funded. If you are a trader looking for capital, right, you want to increase your trading capital, increase your account size, then please check out Blueberry Funded, because they are willing to give all Simply Forex viewers and subscribers 25% off right now on any challenge you take. And you can get funded up to 400K, right? It's sometimes higher, right? So just use code Simply25 on checkout, and they will give you 25% off any challenge right now. All right, check it out. You know it makes sense. Bitcoin. You know, I always keep an eye on Bitcoin. You know, I wouldn't call, you know, far from it. I wouldn't call myself a Bitcoin trader, right? But, you know, it's an interesting thing, isn't it, Bitcoin? Like, you know, where will it go? What's the potential in it? What are the possibilities with it? You know, how, you know, the Trump effect and what that's done with Bitcoin. What could stop Bitcoin? What boosts Bitcoin, right? There's lots of factors to it, okay? But we're going to look at it from a technical point of view. Now, from a technical point of view, just before we look at anything, there's like the elephant in the room is this gap up, okay? And this was an old target, guys. Let me remove this old target. So this gap up, right? Gaps want to be filled. Right, there's some very terrible jokes I was thinking of there, and I won't say them. But, you know, gaps want to be filled, guys, right? Now, you know, that would suggest that price could retrace, at least down to here. Maybe it will want to come down to this level here, as Man with No Name said, yeah, around the 74K level, right? Yeah, around here. So this grey zone is at the 74K level. Now, right now, nothing is suggesting it wants to do that, because look at these candles. But I reckon this will get filled. So will it come down to here? And that's the, you know, around 77,000. I think that's highly probable. Will it come down to 74? Yeah. I also think that's probable, because if you look at the moving average 20, price wants to revert to the mean. Okay, so this level could be a really interesting level, and a lot of Bitcoin enthusiasts will jump in on this level, right? Moving average 20 catches up. We're clearly in this bullish uptrend. You know, this is a wonderful level. Now, my argument, Man with No Name, the James Bond baddie, is, you know, what's the alternative, right? And the alternative is you panic, right? You start buying Bitcoin up here, and you're like, oh my God, Trump's got in, you know, Trump's involved, Bitcoin's flying, I'm never going to get in on Bitcoin. Why didn't I buy Bitcoin earlier? I knew this was going to happen because of Trump. You know, how many times do I hear that from traders, right? And you will jump in up here. You will start buying Bitcoin. And then what it will do, it will slowly trickle down. You'll see like 50% of your Bitcoin value decrease. You'll be like, what have I done? Why did I jump in? And then it will come down to here, and then it will start going up again. So I am, whatever chart it is, or whatever market it is, or whatever currency, I'm never interested in buying the breakout. And this is a breakout. I'm not interested, right? There's no value, right? But if price got back down to this level, I would even consider buying Bitcoin, right? Because we know it's a good level. So I would argue your only trade is to wait. Yeah. get the retrace and buy in here. If it doesn't retrace and it just shoots off, yeah, obviously FOMO is a thing. You're like, oh my God, I've missed out on it again. Right? Just FOMO's nonsense, right? Just trade value. And what will happen is this: you'll have another opportunity further down the line. So let's say in the weekly chart, right, it does this. It doesn't come down and it shoots off again. You're like, oh my God, I've missed it. I'm an idiot, right? And then what we'll do, price will come down, okay? And it will give you another opportunity. Let's say at this point, moving average 20s round here, right? And you can get in up here and put your stop loss here below this low. There's always an opportunity to get into a market or an asset. So don't worry, yeah? If it doesn't give you value, right, as in a retrace represents value, don't trade it, yeah? You don't want to be buying up here, right? You know, famous last words, Bitcoin will probably go up to $8 million or something, you know, but my point is just wait for the retrace. You know, this is trading psychology, right? You've all been on a chart like this, right? And it's in an uptrend and you're like, bang, right? And you can see it's in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, right? And you're like, oh my God, up here, it's just broken this high. This is, you know, this chart is flying. There's nothing stopping it. All my friends are buying it. All the media's, you know, is a frenzy about buying this pair. What a load of crap and nonsense, right? What will happen is price will retrace into here, usually back to this level, and you'll have a wonderful buying opportunity in here. And you would have saved yourself, you know, 84 down to 17, you know, you would have saved yourself 5,000, you know, Bitcoin pips, right? You put your stop below here, and that's the trade you want. And it's the same in a downtrend, right? You know, you're seeing a downtrend. You see this break, right? You're getting lower highs, lower lows. You see this break, you're like, oh my God, look at the market. I'm selling. And then if you trade a breakout, price will just plod against your trade, plod. It'll probably come back up to this level, even higher, right? Maybe a fib level. And you can start entering in here instead and take it lower. You know, like, don't have FOMO. Just trade the retrace once you get value. So there you go, guys. Hope that helps with Bitcoin. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, so we got United SA, South Africa. That's my South African accent. Not bad. I think you'll agree. Hi from Cape Town. Can you? What's your view on gold? Okay, so we'll take a look at gold. No problem. Luigi. Good morning, Tom. Good afternoon, everyone. Luigi, did we find out you are from Italy? Right, you have to be with a name like Luigi. If you're not, you should move to Italy immediately. Louis Esterhusen, the famous golfer. How are you? Irakandu, Tom, you are the best. Irakanda, I will pay you later for that comment. Maria, can you look at Euro, Hong Kong dollar? Okay, so we've got a few things to look at here, guys. All right, so let's start with gold for United SA. So we've just looked at silver, so gold would be an interesting one to look at as well, right? And again, on the weekly chart, right? In fact, I should do some spring cleaning. Let's get rid of all this crap down here. Don't mind me, guys. Just talk amongst yourself, doing some spring cleaning on the chart. Probably remove some vital data. Right, here we go. So for me, that is the last weekly higher low. Right, if we follow weekly trend, that is the important point for gold. This little bad boy right there. And it's no coincidence that it falls at a, you know, a psychological level, at 2,600. Right? It's never a coincidence that happens. So We're in a weekly uptrend. We've had a beautiful retrace to an area of support. You know, we're not a million miles away from the moving average 20, right? So we know there's value in here. What you might find, price wants to do this, come down, touch the moving average 20, and then we get a wick like that, holding on to this level. See that a lot, right? But we know this is a really nice level for buys. Now, obviously, guys, I want to see some buyers get involved here, right? And potentially, you know, if we're as a weekly trader, we could take price back up to these highs. And we know how strong gold has been, okay? And, you know, I'm not one for fundamentals, but there's a lot of indicators saying that a lot of developed countries are heading for a recession. And if that happens, gold will be strong, right? I know we've had the Trump effect, and that's just made the indices go mental, and he's cut corporate tax and, you know, he's all pro-business. But even he can't shy away from the figures that are coming out in a lot of developed countries, right? It's pointing towards a recession, right? But fundamentals aside, okay, that is a beautiful level for buying. Now let's go to the day chart to see if we're getting a bullish reaction. And the answer is no, right? Okay, the day chart in actual fact has broken this level, but I wouldn't read too much into that because it's a weekly level. So let me just explain that, right? So this is the low, which I highlighted. This candle has broken it, right? Not going to argue with you, 100% correct. It's broken that level, but it's a weekly level. So if we go back to the weekly chart, I want to see the weekly candle break that level. If we get a red candle that looks like this, coloring it in, don't know why I'm coloring it in, my pen's yellow. I want a red candle, just enjoying coloring in right now. But if we get a big bearish red candle like this that breaks this low, then okay, we could think about selling. But looking at this wick, it might hold on to this level. So if the weekly holds on, it doesn't matter that this day chart and this candle has broken that low, right? Because I see this candle, I don't want to sell it. I know this is a weekly buying level. But it's the same with silver. So weekly's in a really nice area, but just, you know, look at gold, right? It's clearly in a downtrend. And we're not really seeing buyers, sellers. Let's see what this candle does. But we're not really seeing buyers at this level. So again, not interested in gold, right? But again, yeah, if I got something like this and we saw some buyers come into the market and then we got a structure break on the daily, you know, retrace, I would be all over buying that. Yeah, I would be chomping at the bit to buy it. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's my view on gold and silver. Jean-Marc, perfect. Try Swiss chocolate. I do try Swiss chocolate. Can't remember the brand we were having the other night. When I say we were having the other night, people were politely taking a little chocolate now and again, and I just had like a face of chocolate all smudged around my cheeks. I really don't care when I go out. You can't take me anywhere. Right, what else are we looking at? Oh, Luigi, yes, you were from South Africa, but Luigi, you have to move to Italy with a name like that, all right? So check it out. See what place you like in Italy and you can move there. Maria, Euro, Hong Kong dollar. Let's take a look at this because we don't normally look at this bad boy and it will be interesting. Oh, God, can't spell. This is where you get a close-up of my... There we go. Euro versus Hong Kong dollar. I like this. Look at this. It's a fresh chart. This makes me happy. I like to attack a fresh chart. So let's do that. Let's attack this fresh chart and I'll show you exactly what I do and how quickly I do it, because we're almost out of time. Guys, before we look at this chart, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Please come join our trading community. Speak to like-minded traders, share ideas and knowledge. Also, if you're looking for capital and you want a larger trading account, look no further than Blueberry Funded Above My Head. They are giving you 25% off right now. We do not know how long this offer will last. Just use code simply25 on checkout. Okay, now what are we doing? We're looking at this chart. Let's start with the weekly, right? Let's put weekly levels in. Okay, I mean, price has broken this, so we're interested in this level down here. And really, they're the only weekly levels we're interested in, because that's where price is at. Okay, so yeah, that's the only levels we're interested in. And, right, we're in a downtrend. Okay, lower lows, lower highs, we're in a downtrend. Okay, that's the weekly. So really, I would want to sell from here down to here. Down to this level here would be a good target for me. Okay, so let's put that in. Let's do that. I'd pick, yeah, there you go, 3,000. Yeah, quite a bit sensitive. So basically, 8.23 thousand. I know it's 3.1, but I cannot be bothered to change it. So that level's good to aim for, right? And then if we look at the day chart, we are in a downtrend, right? We've clearly broken this key level, yeah, that we've highlighted before, and I would want to sell this. I mean, this candle's not super bearish and it has a bit of a bottom wick, right? But having said that, there's still room to move into. So I would sell this, right? Just a little bit further, but on that's still probably about 8 million pips. There you go. That's still like 370 pips. Euro Hong Kong is a leery mofo, right? And then this is all I do, right? Daily's in a downtrend. We've got a target. We're between two support and resistance levels. We're in a downtrend. We've got bearish candles, selling, right? H4, then I'm looking for H4 for an entry. Really, I like this level here because that's where I would want to put my stop behind. So if price made its way back up to here, you've got this last H4 high, you've got the moving average 20 coming down. In here is a really nice area for selling back down to these lows. And that's how I'd roll. If it breaks this level, therefore breaks the H4, breaks H4 structure and breaks the moving average 20, I would be reluctant to sell this, right? But yeah, I would sell euro against the Hong Kong dollar. All right, guys, so there you go. I can see we've got more questions, guys. Please come join me tomorrow again at 7 a.m. New York EST time. We've got some great questions we just couldn't answer today, so join us tomorrow. Bring your questions along, and we'll look at those questions plus any other trades you want to check out. Guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you later.